This SoonerScoop.com video is streaming in crystal clear 4K resolution on YouTube. Thanks to Enjoy Vision in Oklahoma City. Don't miss a moment on or off the field. Make every day a highlight with LASIK at Enjoy Vision. Enjoy Vision. This is where Sooner Scoop LASIK.
The two-time defending national champs, UCONN, leading the country in blocks per game, and they will face Oklahoma.
Radosevich and Bob Przybylo here. A instant reaction here on the SoonerScoop.com YouTube channel. Obviously from the Lloyd Noble Center, Oklahoma in without having to wait a little bit. Oklahoma is in, headed to Raleigh, North Carolina as a 9 seed, taking on two-time defending national champion UConn and Dan Hurley. That should be fun with Liam McNeely. Bob, let's start here. 365 days ago, we were sitting right here in this gym talking about where this program was going to go. And, you know, obviously Porter Moser is going to have to make the NCAA tournament. We've cataloged all of that, but for Oklahoma to finally hear their name, get into the NCAA tournament, worth the wait.
Really worth the wait, and really special for those guys that been here last year. The Sam Godwins, the Jalon Moores. Porter told us a story today about going to Miami when Jalon Moore is going through the draft process and saying, Jalon says he's coming back. It's like, but we're making the tournament. It's like, absolutely, let's go on and try to get this done. And you go from the 13-0 start, 16-10, back against the wall the entire way, the last 3 weeks, just able to get it done, winning 4 of the last 7, not even close to the last 4 in, not even close to Dayton, end up a 9 seed. Sure. That's the respect that the SEC had from the committee throughout, and in particular what OU got as well.
SEC does get 14 teams into the NCAA tournament. Florida, the number 1 seed, who Oklahoma would play in Raleigh. They take on Norfolk State in the opening round. But, let's go ahead. We'll take a break and we'll go. Let's hear from Porter Moser. He talks about Jalon Moore, as well as Jalon Moore talking about Oklahoma getting back to the NCAA tournament.
So much for those guys. I mean, Jalon's leg was like bouncing, and it was the same thing. We kind of joked, the two of us, like when we were in the last bracket, they went to commercial, like, this is a cruel joke. We wanted to be right out of the gate, like just get it out, out of the way. But just, I remember a moment I had with Jalon. It was in Miami. I went down to watch him in his, we put his name in for the draft, and he was doing workouts. And we sat there, and he said, "Coach, I'm coming back." He said, "But we got to get in the NCAA tournament." I'm like, amen. And I said, we're going to do it. And we just both said we're going to do it. And to watch, I told the guys, I was joking. Some of them, I go, it had to feel like Groundhog Day. Because I was coming in the locker room after tough losses, and I'm like, you guys, there's still a path. There's still a path. We just got to keep fighting and playing better basketball. And these guys believed, and we're playing our best basketball. We're playing our best basketball. We're playing the right way, and excited to go compete in this tournament.
Man, it's amazing. Special moment that we had together as a team, and for us to be able to get in this tournament and be able to about to make some noise in it, man. It's a special moment for this team. It's a special moment for the guys. Man, last year it hurt. And it hurt so much not to see our names called, and just having a chip on our shoulder, going through this whole season and learning from what we did in the past and be better at it. Man, it was amazing just to have this moment, to be able to share this moment with the guys and Coach Moser especially, because I know that day was a hard day for both of us, and just to have this moment together, man, is special.
Oklahoma certainly would not be in this spot without what the freshman Jeremiah Fierce has been able to do here. They saw the heroics on Thursday night in the loss to Kentucky. We talked about it on the Hoops Report on Friday, but he's been phenomenal, and especially here over the last 7 games, a freshman that, certainly the eyes of the college basketball world will be on Oklahoma, taking on the defending 2-time national champion, but maybe the stage isn't as big, or maybe it couldn't be this big, where somebody like a Jeremiah Fierce could really make a name for himself in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, he's clearly shown he's not fazed by anything. As Porter's joked, Jeremiah, no fears. That's the way he's played the entire season. I don't think that's going to stop now, but 57 points in the 2 SEC tournament games. He's playing his best basketball, which coincides with OU playing its best basketball. He has been ready for this moment, and, we'll just see. We all know great guards lead to deep runs in the tournament. You'd be pretty happy if Jeremiah Fierce is running the show.
as long as DR doesn't try to knock him out like he did in the Big East tournament with Creighton. Here is Jeremiah Fears talking about just making it to the NCAA tournament and his thoughts on moving forward against UConn.
It felt great, just knowing all the hard work we put in to be able to accomplish something like this is special. It's a lot more work to do, so we're just looking forward to stepping up to the table. It helps a lot. I want to credit my teammates and my coaches just constantly keeping confidence throughout me and my team, and they do a great job of just helping all of us stay connected and be on the same page. Yes, sir. This feels great, and that was something that we talked about in the locker room, just being able to send the seniors out the right way and them being able to go out there and compete and hopefully make it to the Final Four, win a national championship.
And so Oklahoma moves on. It will be interesting to see what you can get from a Jeremiah Fears. But, Bob, I think like the big picture-wise, just for Oklahoma to get into the NCAA tournament, we had talked about how important it was going to be. There were some low points, as we've discussed many a times on the instant reaction or on the Hoops Report back in studio. But there was a moment after that LSU game when we talked about it. Obviously, you lose the game. You're up 5 with 20 seconds left. Find a way to lose the game. Then you go out to Gainesville in a game that never really began because you got blown out by the Gators, so you might see in the second round if you're able to get through UConn. The resiliency, I know it's kind of cliche, but it is a part of this process in how Oklahoma was able to win the final 3 games of the regular season, then obviously get into the SEC tournament and make a little noise winning games against a game against Georgia.
Well, yeah, I mean, you go back to that LSU moment, and they're walking up that tunnel, and you're like, all these guys, they fought so hard, and their mission statement of making the tournament and all this and that, and it's like, how is this going to happen? You just fell apart and we've seen a lot of gut punches. And in fact, after LSU, we saw even more gut punches. Like, how are you possibly going to be able to bounce back? And they just did it time and time again. They're incredibly battle-tested. Nothing that happens Friday is going to shake this team. There's no doubt about that. But the fact that they showed that perseverance and whatever happened after LSU, just the way that they stuck together, and again, it's just something that you could witness. It didn't feel like it was just coach speak time and time again that they're connected. No, they actually were. They still enjoyed being around each other. They still enjoyed being part of the fight, and they still believe, as Porter said, there was a path. It wasn't straight, it wasn't easy, but they got it done.
I asked Porter Moser just moments ago what it was like keeping this thing together, as well as Jalon Moore talking about the resiliency of this basketball team to make the NCAA tournament.
It's always meaningful to make the NCAA tournament, but coming out of that LSU game, the way that you guys lost, keeping it together, how special is it to get to this point today?
What's special is just keeping your faith in each other and God, and knowing that you got to fight through hard times. And the thing that I can say is unequivocally, these players and these coaches never stopped believing in each other. We believed in our room. We believed in each other, and to fight through some low points. And that's what happens when you get gut punched in some of these games. But we've come out on this end, and it'll be something they'll carry the rest of their lives. That, man, remember, we put ourselves in those spots, but the path we chose, I kept on telling them, like, there's a path. And the path they chose was to keep fighting. The path they chose was to keep believing. And I'm happy that for them they have this day. But like I told them, we're not done. We're not done. This isn't our destination. This is what part of our journey is to get into this tournament. And now let's go compete. Just being connected and knowing that it's going to be ups and downs, and we have to be resilient. And through it all, we got to stay connected. And the most connected team always win. And that's what we did, and that's what we were able to do on the last stretch of the season.
He played a huge role, just being our leader and being like another coach on the floor. He do a great job of keeping us together and helping us stay motivated and be prepared for the next game and the next play and keep possessions throughout the whole game.
Jalon Moore, obviously, extremely happy for him to get into the NCAA tournament. To a certain extent, happy for Porter Moser to get this team to an NCAA tournament. And now it's a game by game, right? And Porter talked about it with us here afterwards, and we'll see. This seems so psycho. You know that they're going to give you something to watch on Friday.
We'll get another gut punch of some sort. Maybe the good version. Maybe, where you're sweating it the entire time, but you enjoy it. It's a tough road. We know that. Connecticut, if you survive that, Florida. Well, again, that used to not be a thing, right? You couldn't play your conference opponent in the round of 32, but when you have 14 teams, it makes it a little bit harder. So no doubt if they're going to make a run, they're absolutely going to have to earn it every step of the way. But as Porter said, this is not the destination. Let's go start chasing.
Let's start dancing. Bob will be dancing, headed out to Raleigh, we think. We'll get all your travel arrangements. You're not going to walk. I know that. That's too far to walk. Oklahoma playing on Friday against Connecticut. We'll get a start time on Friday at some point here on Sunday evening. But for now, Oklahoma in the NCAA tournament. Big news. Bob Przybylo, Eddie Radosevich. We'll see you right back here on the SoonerScoop.com YouTube channel.